Too early for a beer. Take an El Dumperoonie over there. So we got some stuff in this little kit here. This is an O-ring kit. This is going to be my attempt to fix this pump. I'm believing that maybe some O-rings went out. Because this is the cheapest thing to try. Unfortunately, I think probably something mechanical went wrong with it, but we won't know until we get it off and take it apart. So right here is your shaft locking screw or nut. There's this little, you see that little tab right there? If you remove that, you can then take the nut or that screw and run it in, and it will lock that sumbitch down. So I'm going to do that before I actually remove this pump gear here all the way. I'm hoping I didn't lose a little bit of timing there when I took it off, because I did kind of move it around a little bit like a dumbass. So yeah, if anything, if we fix the problem, if it's an O-ring and we can fix it, we can put it back in time through some painful trial and error. Yeah, so anyways, and just an FYI, I have a couple boxes here, one for bolts and a larger one for bigger parts. So, let's see, can we get it like this? Yep. So, I like how nicely focused that was the whole time. That comes out. I'm going to put this in my little box around. So you remove that little spacer, you can then lock this nut. You're supposed to torque it down to 15 foot-pounds of torque, but you can get what you need at just a little bit of hand movement here. I might have not found top dead center on this thing, so oh yeah, she is El Locoed El Downo. I know that's terrible Spanish. I got 2 long case bolts in there, and my little puller here uses a 19. There we go. That worked great. There we go. Don't lose your key there. I'm going to have to put that in the bag. Got all the injector lines. I can show you a couple. There's 17 mil. I got this pretty stout end here, so I shouldn't spread them open too much. I used the auto nut rounder on it earlier, so still came undone. Just be careful with it. You won't screw it up too much. What really sucks is if they rust, which I don't think these are going to do that. You're just like, screw this, man. Starts twisting the lines. Okay, so I got all 4 of those off the injectors. They're a little crusty, so I don't like seeing that. But however, the mating surfaces of the lines are clean. So yeah, we're probably wouldn't hurt to do a top end rebuild on this thing. It's got a lot of miles and it's old. All these nuts here, Boy, I tell you what, I'm getting really irritated with this throttle cable. That'll work. Okay, anyways, these are 17 as well, and they are pretty easy to crack too. And as you can see, I'm just now spinning it off by hand. So, these first two here, closest to the driver's side, these two here on the back, last two injectors, they go to this first one here. I get this one loose. So now what we can do is undo the two 10mm intake bolts there, and that set will come off. And we're going to blow those out with compressed air, and then we're going to put them in a garbage bag. Another thing we can probably check for is when we get those little lines off the injectors, we can maybe get a flashlight and see if there's any metal debris built up in there. If that's the case, then we need injectors, and our pump actually grenaded itself inside. Let's get those two intake bolts off of there. Should be 10mm. We just got paint that we're fighting. We should be able to lift that out of there. We're gonna lose a little bit of fuel. Yeah, there's almost no fuel on those things. And a 10. Okay, that went better. This is a number 6. What is this for? Okay, well the number 10s, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 number 10s. There's a number 6 or 9 or whatever there, so that one doesn't fit, but the number 10 caps fit that, so we're good there. Okay. Now we should be able to just take this out. The first time I took this off, I had to put a wrench on here. I think this was a 17 as well. Right here, I want to say it's a 13. Was a little piece holding this to the engine block. I have removed that just because. This guy back here. 17. I think we got new washers for this too. Oh, there we go, letting more fuel out. There we go. Let it out, baby. Of course, it's gonna do this crap. I think I still have some paint stripper. I might paint strip this line and get all the dirt and shit off of it. Yeah, we almost got it there. She's ready to go. We just recently got new neighbors next to us, and all their cars are squeaking. I got a Dodge Durango over there, it squeaks on every slight movement. We got a brand new Nissan that's squeaking coming out of the driveway. So there's going to be a little bit of fuel that's going to come out of this line. That's why we have the drain pan there. Yeah, I'll let all that get out of there. We're really getting some room in here now. We can actually get the pushrod. I think at this point you could technically get the pushrod cover gasket or pushrod cover out of there if you get the fuel filter out and replace your gasket. That's funny. Yeah, we got to replace it because, boy, I tell you what, it is getting ready to go. I can see it cracked, and the last thing I need is to have all these oil leaks. Alright, I got this return line off here, and he's pushed back a little bit. There's a little bit of flex in the line, so I I'm okay with that. I think we're all free to go. The little bracket down there I don't think really needed to come out, but I took them out anyways because it seems like it's gonna hit here, so I just take it out just cause. I'm gonna see if I can find a cap in there I can put over that output of the fuel pump so I don't get dirt in there. Okay, that's gonna be a 13, so let me grab a 13. And we can get this one here, and I think this one I'm gonna have to come in with an extension, and same thing with the bottom one. Come here, you. Bends the gasket, then it leaks forever. Sweet. All right. I feel better about that. You know what? That'll work. I'll be fine with that. Okay, so I ended up removing my power steering pump because there was no other way I can get to this fastener here, and even that's a tight fit when you get the pump off. So I don't even know how you time these things, with that being so hard to get to, and you can't get in there with a swivel or anything like I was planning on. So yeah, I found the locking pin right here, so you could push that in until you get the top dead center and lock it, but I don't know how to work that until I get the pump off. And again, we're not going to touch that because we've left this pump at the position that we rotated it to. Judging by this pin here, I think we're already at top dead center, but I'm not entirely sure. So anyways, this pump is free now. I got one little nut holding it on, keeping it from falling off. And out we come. Wow, look at that. Yeah, so now we have clear access of our push rod cover. And as you can see, it's leaking, starting to, and you can see the cracks. So yeah, so here's our little plug. We're not quite there at top dead center. And basically, you can push that in and rotate the engine until you get to it and lock it. So that would have been ideal, but oh well. What I could do is, if I have the shop rebuild this pump, they could probably set it up to where it's top dead center, or where it would be with the engine top dead center, or unless that, as long as this key is matched up with the gear, you know, and you match everything else up how you have it now, you should be good to go. No, it's already not looking good. We got metal bits. Yeah. I don't think that was the additive that killed it. I think we pushed her too hard. So we're digging into our pump here. This is all not ideal for taking apart. This work area I have here, but I'm gonna end up cleaning everything up and doing a reassemble, because I'm gonna have the shop just rebuild it for me, because I haven't got to the vane pump or anything else on the sides there, but I'm almost pretty sure maybe the vane pump has gone out, because on this side I've gotten all this metal debris that's down in there. On the other half, you have this, you know, thing here. This guy looks okay. I've seen a little bit of scoring, real light amount, but yeah. Now these guys, these little rollers, I don't know if they have a little bit of play in them. They all have a little bit, and I'm not sure if they're supposed to have that much play or whatnot, but yeah, I'd like to, you know, get some insight on that. We've got our delivery valves and springs. They looked okay. These washers, I have new washers for this, so that's one thing I have. 3200 RPM governor spring didn't break. I'm gonna get a little container for all this stuff and break this stuff here. I'm gonna disassemble completely, get the springs out of there, and I'm going to I'm gonna get all that paint off of there. And all these springs here aren't broken, they're good. And then you've got these guys here. I don't think I have these bases here or the washers, but I got all that there. And then this is the flow control. Yeah, we need new O-rings, that's for sure. Those are gone anyways. Even that one's all flattened out. This pump is actually kind of dirty. I even noticed that when I first took it apart. It's got a little bit of rust in it. I think it's been run hard and put away wet, unfortunately. So I want to say that they didn't really take care of the fuel system, so they let water and stuff get in there. My fuel filter I've been using has separated the water, and I haven't had even a drop. So yeah, I didn't notice any metal come out of this end here. I've only noticed it come out of here. All those little flakes in there. Yeah, that's all I've noticed so far. So it doesn't look like anything's really timed. It kind of looks like it's just dependent on the timing of the gear. You get it on here, it's set right, but then you just get the positioning of it right on the crankshaft. I think that's how it works, but I'll know more from either you guys or the diesel shop I'm going to be working with. I do want to try and find some numbers on this. I think I got some back here. Well, I kind of understand how this pump works now. Yeah, I'm just gonna have someone else finish it off. But yeah, I kind of figured out how it works here. So first of all, you have a vane pump, okay, and then the vane pump, he creates your pressure or whatnot, and this contraption here, as it spins, it is he's going in and out, okay, and he's pushing on this, which pushes on those springs, and it pushes on those springs. Let's see, how does this work? It and you got a little dog that catches on there. So when the rollers are in here, it's got a little bit of a preload on it. You got your rollers sit here, but when it hits these lobes, it pushes on these springs, but it pushes on, yeah, it pushes on, like, I can't compress these springs, but yeah, it pushes on all that. I don't think those go in. Here, let's see if we can do this. Yeah, it pushes on it just like that as this spins. As this spins, the springs keep it returned. It pushes on it as it spins. And it's like fuel flows through there, and then goes to each one of your ports, and then fires the injectors. So it just distributes fuel. So I don't know what is actually causing it to fail. This thing was full of fuel, so I don't necessarily think I had any air in the fuel. I mean, I bled the system. I pumped and pumped, didn't hear any air come out. and it just wouldn't even make a puff. So yeah, again, didn't find any metal debris as the fuel came out here, not that I can tell, but I did get a lot out of here. I mean, that's just right full of metal material. So maybe the vane pump in here went, I don't know. I just gotta have a shop take a look at it and see what's up, see what happened to it.